Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of WGLC Wicked Good Live Clips, where I show a clip from a live performance that I think is underappreciated, underrated, and I comment on why I think it's wicked good. Now, my first episode, I would be remiss if I didn't do a Pink Floyd song. Now, this is not an actual David Gilmour performance. Artie, what are you doing? Why are you playing a Pink Floyd song? It's not a David Gilmour performance. What are you doing to us? There is a song called Dogs, and there's a little bit of a story behind it, okay? There is a song called Dogs. It's on the album Animals. For some reason, the year 1978 is popping into my brain, and I don't know if that's the right year. But it's probably my favorite album. David Gilmour will not play any songs from this album live. Now, a lot of people say it's because the songs are too long. And it's like, no, that's not true, because he plays the song Echoes and he plays other songs that are very long. I actually have my philosophy on it, and I wouldn't doubt it if I was spot on. First of all, as a songwriter myself, I know that when David Gilmour wrote the solo, the famous guitar solo for the song Dogs, I can guarantee you, I would bet my house on it, that after he wrote that solo, he had that feeling like, wow, I nailed it. I know I have gold with this solo. So why doesn't he play that song? I believe it just brings back too many bad memories. I know that there was a lot of fighting going on in the band between him and Roger Waters. Sometimes I think, did Roger Waters write some lyrics and direct them towards David or other band members and maybe let them know somehow, So David is like, I'm not playing these songs. It shows that I condone what he did. I honestly have no clue, but all I can know is if you're a songwriter, and especially a melodic guitar soloist like David Gilmour, and you come up with gold, and we're going to see that here, and I guarantee you're going to believe me, you're going to agree with me, that this guitar solo is amazing. If you're a songwriter and come up with gold and never play that song again, there's reasons for it. That's all I can say. So now this is a tribute band playing the song because I can't get a live version. I've looked all over the internet. There's something really old of David Gilmour trying to do it with one guitar track live, and it doesn't do it any justice. Brit Floyd has done a version of the song Dogs that I would rather listen to instead of listening to the album version. Why? Why, Artie? Aren't you a Pink Floyd fan? What the heck's wrong with you? Simply put, the drums, it's like the whole drum track is run through a little bit of overdrive, and it's a little bit more reverb on the drum sounds. The guitar solo itself is just, there's more sustain, there's more reverb almost on the guitar. So that beautiful melodic, that guitar solo, that famous guitar solo is just hits you. You know what? I'm just going to play the song. I'm going to stop and comment. Please, I'm going to put all the links down below for this song. Understand, I don't own any of the rights. This goes to Brit Floyd or whoever produced this video, whoever has the rights to the song or to this version of the song. All rights and royalties go to them. I have nothing to do with that. So let's just play the song. And I would love to hear your comments down below as to whether or not you agree with my take on this. Okay, I would love to hear what you say or what you think. All right, here we go. Okay, he's about to start singing right here. I just want to let you know that there's like analog synth in this song. Um, the work that they put into replicating this song to make it sound exactly like the album version, down to the nuances, is absolutely amazing. That analog synth is spot on. It's just spot on. They did a fabulous job when it came to replicating this whole thing.
You've got to be crazy. Gotta have a real need. You've gotta sleep on your toes when you're on the streets. You've got to be able to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed. Then moving in silently downwind and down the sun. You've got to strike when the moment is right without thinking. Then after a while.
All right, so that little drum fill he did there before they continue with their verses, and the bass really comes in and continues to, to be a presence in the song. That heavy, just hitting on the toms. It's funny. Nick Mason, the actual drummer who wrote these drum parts, in my opinion, is probably the best drummer who's ever lived. Now, people are going to say, Artie, are you crazy? What about John Bonham? I don't understand. Why would you say this? Nick Mason took the drums and essentially made them melodic almost. I mean, they were an instrument in the song, just like the bass was, or just like the guitar was. The drums were an instrument, So let's go back and listen to this here. We're not gonna hear the whole song. It's a long song. Let me screen share. I will go back to the performance. Okay, let's do this.
You can walk on points for style, like the club tie, the firm handshake, the sun look in the eye, an easy smile. You have to be trusted by the people that you lie to, so that when they turn their backs on you, you'll get the chance to put.
Okay, so we see here Bobby Harrison right here is getting ready, and he uses, and we'll see afterwards, we'll see he goes over his gear. He's not, I mean, there are guitar players who have a whole row of pedals, and they're just like, everything has to be analog, everything has to be organic, la-di-da-di-da. Bobby Harrison essentially only uses this rig that we see here that he's about to step on to do his solos, and it's just amazing. He's got it down to a science. And listen to, this is the first guitar solo in this song. It is not the guitar solo. Listen to this guitar solo.
That knife in.
All right, so just to keep this in mind, right now the song has this, and this is very much like the studio version. So what Brit Floyd is doing is they took the studio version and then they're saying let's play it live, and they really do this is probably one of the best live performances I have ever seen, as they try to replicate a studio version of a song. It's just out of this world. Everything that they do, it's just they highlighted all of the beautiful points of the studio version of the song Dogs. Damian Darlington here, the singer, does a great job singing the lead part. Now, we can feel that the song kind of has this drive to it. It's moving. And if you heard by that first guitar solo by Bobby Harrison, that the song is kind of, it's moving forward. It's going. And you can hear, dun, 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 ba-na-na, ba-na-na, dun-na-na, you know, the song is kind of, it's driving forward. And it has a certain feel. It has a speed to it, right? Well, let's continue to pay attention. Oops. Okay.
Looking over your shoulder.
It's moving. It's going.
It's gonna get harder.
I love the echo there.
Yeah. And in the end, you'll pack up, fly down south, hide your head in the sand.
Listen as the song changes. So Pink Floyd is famous for this. Ready? Okay, before we continue, I just want to make a point here to mention that the Pink Floyd is famous for a song having a certain heavy emotion. And this is actually, in my opinion, this is Roger Waters' songwriting, right? Where a song can have a certain stamp, a certain emotion to it for a good portion of the song. And then it just has a drastic change, and you get sucked in to this feel. And of course, it's the instrumentation, it's Richard Wright, it's the drummer, it's everyone just understanding where it changed. And this is one of the reasons why I put them into like the progressive rock category, because they progress into other forms of music within a song. So listen to how the song changes. Keep listening. I love that synthesizer. I love it. And this dude plays it really well. But you can feel it's building up to something. Ready? The drums change. The guitar strumming changes. Look at that look on Damien's face. Oh, I love this. Okay, I'm just going to go back. All right, so the song is driving. The song is driving, right? It's almost marching. It has a certain rhythm to it. You can pick a speed and walk to it. If you're speed walking on the beach, right? You have a certain speed that you're walking to. Your feet can move to the rhythm, but it stops, right? And listen to the drums. Ready? Not yet. The drums have already changed. Oh, they've already changed. But right here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ah. A good. All right, okay, I had to stop it again. A good tom hit, especially where it's just really emphasized. It's like bam, boom, 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 right? It just has such a good feel to it. Oh, man, that fill. All right, here we go. Okay, I just need to stop this right here. I remember my first time hearing this song I was living in Tewksbury, Massachusetts, and I was not living at home. I had some issues and I was out of the house for a little bit. And I was listening to this song. And during this part here, I thought that what we just heard right now was the guitar solo. What I mean, when you stop and think about it, what was what we just heard? We saw two people playing this. Very likely it was in the studio version, it was David Gilmour doing all the guitar parts, just multi-tracking the guitar, right? And then playing over it and doing the other part and everything else. Here you have Damien and Bobby working off each other. And at one point, I believe one of the guys in the back, maybe this guy here, but I believe at one point there was someone in the back with a third guitar, because you can kind of hear it, that there was like 3 lead guitar tracks there. But now, at this point here, you actually have a period where the guitar solo ends and you think, okay, whoop-de-doo, right? Let's continue listening. You can feel that it's building up to something. And you forget now that the song used to be driving or marching. Now it's anything but that. It's surreal, it's psychedelic. I love those chord changes as they lead up to it. Okay, let me just stop it here. I'm going to go back to that build-up, but we just heard this guitar solo, then this weird interlude where it was all chords, and dogs barking. And you can hear as the chords change, it's leading up to something. And then you can feel it crescendo and get to that apex right here. And then you hear the actual guitar solo. Now, I'm going to play this guitar solo, but I need to preface it by saying this. There are a lot of Pink Floyd fans who will say that this guitar solo here is David Gilmour's best guitar solo ever. It's a shame that I don't have him playing it, but he won't play it. So understand that it was written exactly like this. What Bobby Harrison does is he plays it with a little bit more, sustain and reverb. Listen to it. Tell me what you think. I would love to hear your comments or see your comments in the comment section below. I think this is the best guitar solo ever written, period. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to go back to it. I will not interrupt it once he starts. Okay, so I want you to hear the guitar solo and get the full emotion from it. All right. Am I sharing or what? Okay, hold on a second. So let me just go back a few seconds. We're going to go back to that build up a little bit. am I don't understand why that guitar solo is not just widely known to be the best rock and roll guitar solo of all time. I understand it's not super fast. And and maybe on another episode, and maybe when I get better at the guitar myself, I can go back and analyze everything he did on the guitar just for that solo. Um, it's not super complicated, but it kind of is in a non-mechanical or non-technical kind of way. Uh, the way David Gilmour wrote guitar solos was purposely melodic, and it was made so after a certain phrasing, the audience would actually be like, "Oh, that's what he's saying. That's what he feels." Really trying to get emotion out there by just plucking the strings and bending the strings. And he did certain things with the strings, bending like from a 2 to a flat 3, things like that. Playing around within the pentatonic scale, really bouncing from 3 to 1. And it's funny because like he knows the scales, he knows the shapes. He doesn't want to just stay in a shape. And you can see that when Bobby Harrison interprets the guitar solo, he doesn't want to just stay in one shape. He wants to go to where he thinks the message is taking him. You know, he doesn't just stay in a shape and do riffs. And David Gilmour has never done that. He's really always utilized the whole guitar neck in a great way. But now, as the song continues, you get verses again. But now listen to like the kick drum. As the song progresses, now you're gonna hear like him singing in a with the kick drum, and it's like, what's going on? These verses are nothing like the first verses before the solo, right? So let's go back to it. Listen to the percussion. Hear that? Bum bum. Bum bum. I love that. It does a lot.
And as the fear grows,
You notice now, this song now is nothing like it was in the beginning. First of all, you don't have that the guitar rhythm section playing like it was. You have keyboards coming in now, playing. It sounds like minor 7 chords, but I'll have to maybe even a minor 9. I'll have to go look at it. But now the keyboards are kind of being featured, not the guitar as much. And the kick drum changed. The drums are not as driving. So now he's singing verses, but the feel is different. And that is something that Pink Floyd is just very good at. Now, I wanted to show something interesting, and this is for people who like gear. And like myself, I'm kind of getting away from digital gear, getting a little bit more into the analog gear when it comes to the guitar. Take a look at Bobby Harrison's gear. Now, this is a guy who gets out there and for 2 hours in a night plays a million different Pink Floyd songs, okay? Look at his gear.
Hi, I'm Bobby Harrison from the band Brit Floyd. We're currently on tour in Europe. It's our first European tour as Brit Floyd. Just going to walk you through my rig, my setup. Actually, over here I've got a Comfort MK50 Mark II head going into a 4x12 cabinet. But at the heart of my setup is the G system. In this case, it's the Red G System Limited. I mean, it's mainly a TC setup completely because all my drive and distortion is coming from the Nova.
So it looks like he's got an overdrive pedal and then a digital setup. And I looked up that setup online. It's a nice setup. It's about $1,000, I think. I don't know. He said limited, so it might be some limited edition. But you can get something like that for about $1,000. Now his might be a little bit more of a higher end type of system. That's all. That's what he uses to replicate all the. And this video here, he goes over how he replicates all those Pink Floyd sounds, essentially just using the settings on that device that he has. So I just thought that was interesting. But anyways, I wanted to make this video, and WGLC baby, because I feel as though, even though that this is a tribute band, it's not David Gilmour. We're not going to find David Gilmour performing this guitar solo, unfortunately. And there's a million, hypotheses out there as to why he won't do it. Length of the song, I don't know. No, that was half the song. What I played for you was half the song. So I really highly recommend. I'll put all the information down below. I'll even put this link to Bobby Harrison's, talking about his rig. I'll put that link in there. I'll put the whole entire Brit Floyd link in there. I'll put this song in there. And again, all rights and royalties go to them. I don't own any of this information. I want to get this out there. I feel as though the Animals album from Pink Floyd has a cult following. It has the Animals album. There's Pink Floyd fans, right? Everyone loves The Wall. Everyone loves Dark Side of the Moon. Wish You Were Here. Oh, it's just such a great. And then I don't know, 10%, 20% of Pink Floyd fans love the album The Animals. Love it. Are in love with it. It's my favorite album. It just gets no love. It gets no love, not from David Gilmour. Now, when Roger Waters tours, he will play all the songs just about on this album. And the fact that Roger Waters will make it a point to play all these songs and David Gilmour makes it a point not to really helps me understand that my thinking on why David Gilmour won't play these songs live is actually not that far off. It brings back too much memory, and I don't think he wants to talk. He's been asked. He won't talk about it. So we're just left to speculate, I guess. But anyways, please comment below. Tell me what you think of the video. If you have any suggestions, I'll be glad to hear them. Again, I think that this is one of the best live performances of a Pink Floyd song that I have ever seen. And that's including stuff that David Gilmour and Roger Waters themselves have done. You think I'm crazy? Well, let me know down below. Anyways, that's it for this episode of WGLC. This is your host, Artie Astor. Thanks for listening.